You're packed and you're ready to go for your trip. You've checked in online and you head to the airport, only to discover your flight's been changed without any warning. That's what happened to one Alberta couple as the Canadian Transportation Agency comes out with one of their first rulings on the Air Passenger Bill of Rights. According to the ruling, the couple says they checked in on a WestJet flight online, but by the time they got to the boarding gate, they'd already been placed on a different flight scheduled for later that day. Passengers were told this was all because WestJet had changed plans to a smaller aircraft, and at the time, WestJet said this was a flight delay rather than a denial of boarding. Now that difference is important. Under the new rules, passengers who are denied boarding are entitled to compensation if boarding is denied for reasons within the control of the carrier. Compensation can be anywhere from $900 to $2,400 per person, depending on how much longer it takes you to get to your final destination.
What also troubles me is the Canadian Transportation Agency is lashing out at one company instead of looking at the bigger picture.
Lukasz feels the Canadian rules are too narrowly defined. He'd like to see Canada take on the European Union's model for passenger policies.
In Europe, if you show up at the airport with your travel documents, with a booking that you previously got, and you don't get on your plane for no fault of your own, you are denied boarding.
In December, the CTA released their findings. The airline wasn't clear enough with their rules in their terms and conditions. They're now telling WestJet to update them by March 2020. In a statement to City News, WestJet says, "We recognize that we failed to meet our obligations to these guests. WestJet has made updates to guest compensation for flight delays and disruptions within the airline's control to align with the regulations." They also say they've reached out to the couple to offer their apologies and compensation. In Calgary, Jackie Perez, City News.